Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Modern Warfare in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the EBR-14 Marksman rifle. I almost caught myself calling it the M14 or M21, but that's really what it is in this game. They just call it the EBR for this particular game because they couldn't license the weapons for whatever reason. I do want to give a shout out in the beginning of this episode to subscriber Delta Change OG for helping me test out not only all of the DMRs, but a variety of I think he's been the most active tester in my stream and Discord and everything. He's been helping me do a ton of stuff. So just want to give a shout out to him and say thank you for your help. And let's talk about the EBR-14. This is by far the best of all the marksman rifles in my opinion, which is interesting seeing as how you get it the earliest. It's like a really early game unlock. This weapon was actually a pleasure to use and in my opinion is dangerously underrated. Its one-shot kill areas aren't super impressive. It will only kill in one shot to the head and neck. You can't get one-shot kills to the upper body or chest or heart or anything like that. However, the EBR-14 will one-shot headshot at every single range that I was able to test. So at least up to 120 to 140 meters it'll headshot. Maybe literally all the way across Grobnik or something it wouldn't, but at any conceivable range that you can hit a human being, this will kill in one shot to the head. Unfortunately, the other areas require two-shot kills. The chest and stomach are 60 damage up close, and they'll decrease down to 34 at very long ranges, and arms, legs, feet, hands, that kind of stuff is going to be 55 up close, decreasing down to 34 at very long ranges. What this means is that the EBR-14 can actually require 3 shots to kill at extreme ranges. This doesn't happen very often, but you may run into it when you're trying to snipe people. Most of the time though, it's just going to be 2 shots. As long as you're hitting your targets, I don't expect many of you to require 3 shots to kill, but we should talk about the range on this weapon as well. The damage fall-off range is a colossal 80 meters, and when you put on maximum like long barrels and monolithic suppressors and that kind of stuff, it'll go up to 110 meters, which is just downright awesome in my opinion. The other marksman rifles were like 40 meters and 20 meters, and this one is just crazy huge long range. So I'm very happy with the range on this weapon. It makes it feel like an actual marksman rifle, like an actual sniper, which is good. And it just exceeds the ranges of all the other DMRs and even the FAL and the Odin. It's good. I'm very happy with it. Another good thing is that unlike the other marksman rifles, stopping power actually works on the EBR-14. Stopping power makes this a one-shot body kill at up to 100 meters or 110 with attachments. So whatever your normal damage drop-off range is, it'll be a one-shot kill to the body, which is chest and like stomach and groin area, which is fantastic. It's still 2-shot kills to the legs, which isn't ideal. I was hoping it would like 1-shot to the legs, but it'll still deal a lot of damage to the legs. So even if they've fallen or taken a flashbang or 2 or one little nick, you can get 1 leg shot kills. But overall, this turns it into a stomping machine, just dropping people over and over and over again with body shots, which is awesome. Rate of fire is 270 rounds per minute, which is fast for a marksman rifle. That's not fast in general. That's not quite as fast as most of you are going to be shooting your pistols. It's not a full auto weapon, but compared to other long-range type DMRs, this is several times their speed, and I think that most of you will find that this weapon fires faster than you can really handle the recoil for. The EBR-14 is the only marksman rifle that I feel is good for long-range combat, which is crazy, but the other ones are really made more for like close quarters, quick scoping, trolling, style points kind of stuff. This one seems designed much more for long-range murder sprees, and that makes me very, very happy. And even if you're not getting the one-shot kill headshots, it is still a 2-tapping machine in the right hands, and you don't need a lot of ammo to kill a whole lot of people, which is also quite good.
Christmas! Christmas! Christmas, 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 Christmas! It's Christmas time! There are presents everywhere! Go, 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 go! Christmas! Yes!
I can finally open presents. Looks like my wife got me this one. I'm gonna open this one first. It has to be something awesome. It's all wrapped. Oh, hey! A Christmas Doge is here! Oh, you wanna help me open presents, buddy? All right, let's see what we got. Okay. What? Is this the new you said is this the new controller? You said you were gonna get me an Astro C40. This is
I mean, it's the same thing.
No, this is What is this?
What is this? I'd rather have a Mad Catz than this. You're the worst wife ever. We're getting a divorce, and I hate you. I got Astro A40TR headsets. She probably used the link in Drifter's description to save 20%. My Christmas is complete. I have the best partner. I even got a C40 controller in this giant box that you can't buy anywhere because it's for partners. Man, she must have really got on eBay for this one. I can't wait to use my Astro products. This is the Christmas that your partner deserves. And if you want your partner to have a fantastic after Christmas, or if you just happen to have more money after Christmas itself, then by all means use the link down there below in the description to save 20% on any Astro headsets. What are you doing, Booney? Hey, dude. All money goes to dog treats and a muzzle so that he stops biting. Watch this, watch this. You just stop. And he gives up. He's so pitiful. Good boy.
I hope you enjoyed that last skit. If you did, don't forget to click the link down there in the description. It'll get you 20% off almost all Astro products until Christmas. You can pick up that last minute Christmas gift for your friend, for your partner, for a parent or child. It's a top tier product, and that's one of the reasons I've been shilling so hard for them on In Depth this year. Let's talk about the EBR-14 aim down sights times, because this is where the gun, in my opinion, gets a lot more interesting. The base ADS time is somewhere in between that of the carbine and the, Kar 98K at 266 milliseconds. If you put the FTAC Elite barrel on there, which is a shorter barrel, it'll go down to 233 milliseconds, which is nice. And interestingly, this one doesn't hurt your damage or your range or your recoil, so there's not really a lot of reasons not to use it, especially for close quarters. If you put the 20-inch barrel on the weapon or the 22-inch, they both go up to 300, so they're identical in that regard. And you would say, okay, well, why not just use the bigger one? Well, there's not really a reason not to use the bigger one, in my opinion. The bigger barrel is going to be better. The 20-inch one doesn't seem to have a lot of uses. However, that's not all. There's a lot of attachments that affect your ADS time on this weapon, especially the stocks. The FSS Raider stock will slightly decrease your aim down sights time to 250 milliseconds. It'll also boost your strafe movement speed. And the FSS Raider Chassis Elite stock will decrease it even further down to 233 milliseconds, along with boosting your movement speed and your strafing speed, which gives you a lot of extra handling, which is nice. Tac laser is 233, and the maximum that you can boost it down to is only 200, so its maximum isn't crazy fast, but it's still going to be competitively fast. It won't take that many attachments to get there. Sprint out time, the base is 250 milliseconds. This is pretty normal for weapons in this class, and it's very much so in line with the aim down sights times and how you would expect this weapon to work. I do want to reiterate this again, that the Raider Elite and FSS Raider stocks also offer additional movement and strafe speed bonuses. In my opinion, these are some of the best stocks to put on the EBR-14, especially if you're going to do a close quarters class. You really can't beat the amount of bonuses that you get with this, and yes, it hurts aiming stability, but when you're really close, aiming stability doesn't matter a whole lot. Reload times, for the first time in a while on In Depth, are more traditional. The empty reload is 1.3 seconds. Full is also 1.3, which is a little bit odd. They reload in the same time. Sleight of hand gives you a really fast reload of less than 1 second. The overall gain there isn't incredible, so I can't say that having sleight of hand is really an optimal thing to put on this gun, but it is interesting to see that you can reload it in less than a second. Speaking of weapons and reloading and time, you can help yourself a lot by increasing your magazine size. The base magazine size is 10, which is a little bit low on the mag count in my opinion, but this can be increased up to 15 or 20 round mags depending on what attachment you put on there, and depending on how you use the weapon, they can actually be worth it. The iron sights are good enough to use in close quarters. They're not ideal by any measure, but up close they work. You can two-tap people, you can probably practice and get good with headshots. It's good enough for that. It's just not good enough for long range. They're too small, too cluttery, and really at like 70 meters, you're going to be shooting at pixels, so you want some kind of sight. You're not going to want to be using iron sights at those ranges. At least I don't think you will be, unless you're a crazy person. And there's basically just 2 ways to kit this weapon that make it effective. Maybe 3. We'll talk about it in just a minute. So you've essentially got your close quarters combat headshot monster, really snappy class, and you just want to go for raw time to kill and aim down sight speed. or making it a very long-range two-tap kind of sniper rifle where you either kill them in the head because they're sitting still, or you just pop them in the body twice very, very easily. The close quarters combat setup class would look something like this, which is going to be a red dot sight of your choice, just some kind of low zoom sight, whichever one of the many you like. The Raider Elite stock for the movement speed, the strafe speed, for all the aim down sights and everything. You're going to want 20 round mags for this, which will actually slow your weapon down a little bit. It's not ideal in that regard, but you will burn through your ammo too quickly and you won't be able to kill multiple people without it. Tac laser is great at speeding everything up, and commando grip will not only stabilize your aim a little bit, but it will also help you avoid that terrifyingly dangerous left-right wobble when you're going for headshots, because it'll reduce your horizontal recoil a bit. Vertical may still be problematic, but I think that's easier for most of you to control. And if you were to go for a long-range class, you would probably want to run the sniper sight, or maybe a hybrid sight. I guess you could take really either of these classes and put a hybrid sight on there, like a canted or a thermal hybrid or something like that. I haven't had the best results with those overall, but some people love them. Put the 22-inch barrel on it, put the monolithic suppressor on it, get that extra 30-40 meters of range. Put the Ranger foregrip on. Now, I know the Commando's popular, but in this case, I think you really want to be reducing your vertical recoil, not because you're going to be spamming, but because you want to be able to stay on target, and you never want your screen to move or your sights to kick so much that you visually lose sight of your target. And the last thing you can put on there is the Recon perk. The Recon perk helps you see people further away, which is just fantastic. You can put Presence of Mind as well, which isn't half bad at all, but personally I prefer Recon. And guys, that is all for this in-depth episode. I hope that you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.
What is this? What is this? I'd rather have a Mad Catz than this. You're the worst wife ever. We're getting a divorce, and I hate you. Ow, that hurt really bad. Ow, fuck. I think I chipped my tooth. Oh. That's a really hard gummy controller, like. Yummy. You guys want some blue raspberry? I know that's what
No, Bowie.
Tastes great, honey. I love it. Okay, let's take a cut. Go.
Hold on, it's very blurry. Oh god, it's not focusing. What if I focus on your dick? Shit, it's not focusing.
Cock.
Okay, it's focused.
Rock hard cock.
Okay, oh my god, it's recording.
She focused on my dick, the largest object any man or woman could ever film. Except his fatness. Bum, bum, bum. Good boy. Okay. Ready? Mm-hmm.